All right, on today's video we are going to look at Scalar's default preset progressions and how you can enhance them, build them, modulate them. So in this case we're starting with a 4-part progression, so it has 4 chords. And then we are going to build it into this where it modulates from the C to the G and add in a little bit of melody. That's on today's video. Alright, so let's see how we built this. To start with, we were in the common progressions under, if we scroll down to resolving here, you can see on the colored first one, that's what we started with. So if you pull that up, you can start with what I've started with here. So, and that's it's a C, an F, a C major, and a G major. And it sounds again like this. And you can see that they have bass notes here. So we have 4 bass notes, which come in handy for adding bass lines later. But the chords themselves are made up of 4 notes. So they're nice colored notes. It's a good starting place. But let's see how we could enhance that really quickly. All right, so let's reconstruct this progression here. So as I stated, common progressions, resolving, colored 1. That gets us these 4 chords here. And drag them down to our performance section down here. And then we can pop into the modulation, and we can turn that off for now. And then we can go to, is it progression? Yes, that's what we're using today. Maintain suggestion voicing. So we have that turned on. And what we're going to do here is take a look at what we got here. So what we want to do is modulate to a G. We're in C scale. We go set it to the G. That gives us some suggestions. And I think I ended on the E minor, A minor, and I think the G was picked, and the D major. So that sounds familiar. Yeah, so let's grab these 8. And then we pulled them into the DAW. And then we have these chords here. So now we'll move Scalar out of the way. And we'll start to rebuild what was built here as our demo. Alright, so what we're going to do now is try to adjust the velocity a little bit. We'll turn that down. There's a little bit high velocity coming out of the Scalar. And next thing we're going to do is set up our chords here. So we'll put a chord marker there, and we'll put a chord marker where it starts to modulate into the G. And we'll set this up. So we'll say C major, and you can see the colors change correctly there. And for this one we'll go G major. Now we have our colors set up for the notes of our chords. That's looking good. And right now we're going to just do a little bit of voice leading. So to start to make this more interesting of a progression, we can take this and we can drag it over and kind of voice lead this note into the next one there. We can, I think I did it with this too, so drag that over like that. And in fact, I think I'll just see if we can get these next side by side now at this point. And maybe I'll just glue these together so now we can see them clearly. So what I did was, yeah, I dragged that note over, so the C like that, And another thing I did was I added some notes in. So just a few extra notes. So grab this one, and not the middle note, not every one, but and then we're going to just copy this up a fifth. So we'll go to the A. We'll go to the A3. So that's what I did there. And what this does is just add some extra notes to help us to make a melody on top. So yeah, that's about what we've been doing. We took this G here, and it looks like I dragged that out to there. And it looks like I made a slice there. So I just cut that. It looks like this note was taken out. It was maybe a little too busy there for that chord, so I chose to take it out. And let's see, this D over here. Looks like I just dragged that across, so we'll get rid of that and we'll drag that like that. So we're pretty close to what we've been doing here. And the other important thing that I did was, if you look here in the edit section over here, the grid now is set to a quarter note. And what I wanted to do was change up the rhythm a little bit to make that more of an interesting flow. So I took the tuplet here from off and I just turned it one tick up to a tuplet number 2, which now you see the grid has changed. So it's different timing for the grid. Now I took my slice tool, and then you can see where I sliced. I sliced up here, so we'll do the same thing. I sliced over here, we'll slice there, and anywhere that I put a slice, like one down here, and one over here. And so I would make a slice and I would play it back, and whatever, when I got a flow I liked, I just would, keep going with, cuts that I liked. And if you make mistakes, just undo. So I put one up here, and I don't think any on the last, but you could try. This is just one quick, setup to make an interesting progression. So I think the A up here was, let's see, that was carried over. I may have missed one, but let's give it a play and see. We'll take it from the top. Let's just go up here, go back to 1. Yeah, that's sounding real similar now between the two, if not exact. So that's what we did. We took a stock scalar progression, we doubled it, and we made it modulate from the C to a G major, and then we added a couple notes up at the top. We sliced it to a different grid rhythm, which gave it a little bit of interesting little melody on top, which you can enhance this greatly. This is just a starting place to show you how you can take these stock progressions, take them a little bit further. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, I hope you had a chance to make music today, and we'll see you on the next video.